My name is Jessica Haverkate. I am with CFA Foundation, and I am here to introduce Meridian, Paulton, and Butler about just the millennial generation and what they have to offer. And so what has brought you into the fold of social conservative values, into the fold of politics?
I got into politics because of my parents largely, who were both very involved in Washington, D.C. and then in local politics. But I specifically became passionate about it really when I was little, and I would hear about these different issues that were going on in the political arena and get really excited. As I've gotten older, I've realized that there's a deeper moral issue going on when you look at something, especially something like life. Something so clear-cut, black and white, where you can see that you're taking a human life, say in the form of abortion or even in assisted suicide. That's a clear black and white issue. You can debate that all day you want, and it's still going to be a black and white issue. And so for me, that was the point at which I said, okay, I think I really want to get involved in this arena.
I've always had a really strong sense of truth and justice from the time I was young, and when I was 12, I got involved in speech and debate, which pushed me and developed my love of not only learning, but also of politics. It taught me how to be in the news, how to research, and how to actively get involved and communicate. So that has really sparked my passion. I love debating, and the more that I've done that and the more that my friends have helped me foster that love of debate and that love of politics, the more I've been encouraged to get involved and the more that I have gotten involved. And I think, like Meridian said, it really, when it comes down to these black and white issues, we as young people really need to be getting involved. And this is where we can get involved, and this is where we need to be speaking out. So.
And so, ladies, we fall into the millennial generation. What is the thing that most frustrates you about your leaders within this arena?
I think I'm most frustrated with millennials that they don't understand that things are black and white. We live in such a relativistic society that sometimes it can be hard to miss, it's easy to miss the fact that things are black and white. So we look at it and say, oh, you know, this is, there's different shades of gray. Okay, that was bad. Anyway.
You can start.
Sorry. Okay. I almost said 50. Okay. Anyway. So, well, yeah, 50 Shades of Grey, I guess, actually, you know, if you want to go there. But anyway, so we look at everything relativistically, though, and we say, well, my truth is not your truth. And that frustrates me because there are certain things that where you can draw a black and white line. There are areas, yes, where I think there's a black and white line that other people may not. But there are some things that are so clear-cut, so black and so white, that you have to be able to draw that line. And that frustrates me about millennials for sure.
And I think on top of that, just an unwillingness to listen to all sides of the argument. I think that we get so caught up in what we believe and what we want that we get so closed off to what the other person has to say, and there's so much that we can learn from listening to all sides of the debate. And that really frustrates me when people shut other people down simply because they know that you disagree. We need to be having a dialogue with all sides, and that's how we're going to work together, and that's how we find truth, really, is by going out and by having dialogues, not only with people who agree with you, because how are you going to make an impact and how are you going to grow, but also with people who disagree with you. And you may never change their mind, but the important thing is that you're willing to listen and have a dialogue and learn things from them. And that really frustrates me that our generation isn't willing to do that or willing to learn from other people, so definitely that.
And Meridian and Lauren, you guys have obviously taken the sentiment and done something about it. What are you doing?
Well, right now, I guess both of us are interning with Colorado Family Action Foundation and absolutely loving that experience. I know that I personally have also been able to get involved, at least somewhat, in some campaigns. That's always an easy thing to do. It's a lot easier than you would think, just to be able to jump in and say, hey, I want to offer my help. What do you want me to do? You want me to make a phone call? Can I walk around my neighborhood? It's very simple to get involved in a campaign. It's also really simple to pick up the phone and call your senator, your representative. That's really not that hard. And actually, it's something that makes a huge impact. When you actually are willing to write that letter, to make that phone call, to send that email, even to post on their Facebook account, when you can do that, then what you're doing is you're being able to make your voice heard. You can actually make a difference in your state politics, even in the national politics, when you're willing to do that.
I think that another thing is just writing senators, and they want to hear from us. They want to hear, especially from people who are voting, and even just writing them a simple letter saying, these are the things that I'm passionate about, these are the things that I want, really helps them know what we as voters and the people who voted them into office actually think and actually believe. So that's one fantastic way and simple way to get involved in that. And also other, just talking to your peers, talking to friends has been a great thing. Having conversations on your college campus and really understanding not only where your friends stand on issues, but saying, hey, I'm confused about this, and being willing to have dialogues not only with your peers, but also with elders, with people who are wiser than you, and people who have different views, and just sparking that dialogue and being willing to sit down and listen. And then also being willing and having the courage to speak up when it is something that is black and white, and being able to hash out your ideas and defend your ideas in as winsome and as clear and concise way as possible. So.
And is there any last parting words that you would say to your generation that you may not have already said, just about getting involved and the need to get involved and what's at stake?
I think it's really important, once again, just to make your voice heard with whoever that is with your politicians, with people in your church, with people at your school, with people in your community, with people in your friend groups. Sometimes you'll be surprised where you may disagree on issues. I know I've had close friends personally who I thought for sure we agreed on everything, and then I'll start talking with them about some political issue and discover, no, we don't at all. But it's not actually necessarily going to be that hard to change their mind, or at least get them thinking about what you're passionate about. So be bold. Go ahead and share your mind. There are people out there who want to listen, even in spite of maybe our generation not being the best about that. There are people who are going to listen to your voice, and it's worth making your voice heard.
And just have courage. I think that we get so discouraged by the fact that, well, I'm only 18 years old, there's nothing that I can do to help. How can I truly impact the world? But if you look at all of the great politicians, all of the great leaders, all of the great pastors, anybody who's made an impact in the world, they've had someone in their lives, multiple people in their lives, who said something, who've mentored them. And so maybe you're not going to be the person who speaks in front of thousands of people and changes thousands of people's minds, but you can be the person who goes out and talks to one person, one senator, and then they can go out and change the world. If we're willing to even just put ourselves out there and have courage, it doesn't matter if we affect one person or 100 people. These are the lives that are at stake. We have lives that are on the line, and we have to be willing to make as big or as small of an impact, because any impact is one step closer to defending the life that is so vitally important to our society.
Thank you, ladies, so much. It's such a pleasure to work with you. How great are CFA interns?